What's up YouTube? ABRLI32 here bringing you guys a deck profile. Before you ask, no, it's not Destiny Heroes. It's actually a self-destruct button deck. So you guys are probably wondering, why are you making a self-destruct button deck? All it does is draw. Well, I actually took it to locals last night and I got 2 wins, 1 loss, and 1 draw. I topped. I had to play against Jonathan Barber. Well, the problem is in top, there's like a 1-hour time limit. But the problem with this deck is it relies on going to time. Yes, this is the Gadget Guru's build. In case you don't know who he is, just look up DA and then Gadget Guru, and you'll find this deck list. But I wanted to try it out. I was like, you know what? I want to have some fun, and I did. I had a great time last night. I ended up topping. My teammate came in second. We split the Photon Shockwave prizes, which was just 6 packs for first and second, which was the split. Would have been 8 for first, 6 for second, or 4 for second. Yeah, that's what it was, 4 for second. But yeah, you guys probably just want to see this deck. But anyways, going on with the deck profile. You have 3 Dreadmaster. You run 3 Dreadmaster because you run these guys as well. You run 3 Plasma and 3 Dogma. The reason why you run this 9 Destiny Hero engine is because that it's meant for your trade-in targets, your allure targets, and your Destiny draw. Because you run, you'll see in the deck, but they're all darks, so they're allure targets and trade-in targets because they're all level 8. And last monster, Blue Eyes Toon Dragon. So you never summon any of your monsters in this deck. For the spells, you have 3 trade-in. The basic play is just Toon Table, go through all your Toon Tables, and then activate Trade-In, discard Blue Eyes Toon Dragon to draw 2 cards, or use one of your Destiny Heroes. 3 Potted Duality, just to help add consistency, and it helps go through your deck. 2 Destiny Draw, because you obviously run the Destiny Hero engine. 3 is Cloggy, and it just helps you draw. And then one of your win conditions, Inspection. What does Inspection do? It's a continuous spell card where I activate it, okay? And I get to pay 500 life points once your standby phase rolls around as many times as I want. So let's say I used 3 Upstart Goblins and you're sitting at 11,000 life points, and I go use the effect of Inspection 15 times. That means I pay 7,500 life points. So now I'm at 500 to your 11,000, and then boom, activate self-destruct button. This deck can draw really quickly, but I'll explain the deck because, trust me, there is a means to the madness for once. 1 allure, plenty of targets. Everything's a dark except for Blue Eyes Toon, adds draw power. 3 Into the Void. Like I said, more draw power, and you usually have a lot of cards in your hand. Card Destruction, because you do sometimes get dead hands where you have a whole hand of monsters that are dead, and then you really just want to get that hand out of the way. 3 One Day of Peace. It's good for stalling once you side deck into game 3, and it's more of a draw power, because you don't care how many of these you use. You just want to get the self-destruct button and your win conditions quickly. 3 Toon Table. You run Blue Eyes Toon Dragon for a reason, and this is your reason, because it helps them through the deck. And last but not least for the spells, 3 Upstart Goblin. Gives your opponent 1,000, and you want them to gain life points because then you don't have to take off as much for these guys. Self-destruct buttons, obviously, and Wall Revealing Light. This, I can pay life points in multiples of 1,000, and that's just another way to get it lower. So I can, if you're at 8,000 of my 8,000, I go activate Wall Revealing Light, pay 7,000, boom, activate self-destruct button. People actually ask me what this does. I don't know why people don't know what this does. If my life points are 7,000 or lower than yours, activate the duels a draw. That's it. And then you also use Solemn Judgment, just in case they go Solemn Judgment, you can just go Solemn Judgment, which they would have to pay as the cost, but other than that, the Solemn Judgment is kind of low. So this is the main deck. So you guys are probably wondering, how can this deck win? Well, the point of that, let me get all this out of the way, is the side deck. Let me get this on here. That's a really bad card shuffle. But you run 3 Wapaku. This helps stall. Just good stall. I mean, you're going to see why in a minute. I'm going to be explaining everything once we get done with all of this here. 3 Threatening Roar, more stall. 1, 2, 3 Thunder Ruler. Why? Because it's more stall. Solemn Wishes, I'm using this because you actually do draw a lot whenever you side deck game 3, because you side deck like you're Into the Voids because you want to keep your hand for your 3 Swift Scarecrows and your 2 Golden Ladybugs. If I had a 3rd Golden Ladybug, I would run it instead of Solemn Wishes, but with this, every single time you draw, you gain 500, so you can gain 500 in multiple turns instead of only gaining 500 once with these 2 guys. So this is the whole side deck. The thing is with this deck is that you want to go into time. So game 1 and 2, you just keep on drawing cards until you go self-destruct button. Game 2, self-destruct button. What do I do game 3? I side out all 3 of my self-destruct buttons, my Wall Revealing Light, my Solemn Judgment, a Destiny Hero Dreadmaster, because, you have monsters here, you gotta be able to side deck out something for monsters, and Into the Void. I side out all 3 of those. I side out everything that's meant to make the duel a draw. Okay? What you do is, once you go into time, you have 5 turns. So, you side deck in this stuff, and you stall for 5 turns. See that? 5 turns. And at the end of 5 turns, I'll have higher life points. So, therefore, I win. You see? So that's the method to the madness there, guys. But that's the whole deck. If you really want to put in an extra deck, you can put in stupid stuff like this guy, Destiny and Dragoon, if you really want to. You don't have to. I just put in a Chimera Tech just in case. You never know what's going to happen. But yeah, that's the whole deck. I was talking with Jonathan Barber while we were playing our match, because I even told him, look, I'm just going to give you the win because I can't do anything unless we go to time. Turns out, if I were you, don't take this to a regional, because in case you don't know who John Barber is, he topped a couple YCSs. Look him up, you'll find him easily. And he said you don't want to risk a YCS or regional top of this just because the judges will get really mad at you. But the problem is that the way that the judges ruled it, okay? They ruled it that it would be stalling if you were to play this deck. Because this deck relies on going to time. That's just the way that the deck works. There's no other way to explain it. The deck relies on going to time, and therefore you win because of 5 turns, because you're increasing your life points. So, the problem is with that, because the deck relies on 5 turns, apparently you're not allowed to use that deck. KSS. Or, I'm sorry, well yeah, Konami says so. Or BKSS, because Konami says so. But, like I said, that's the deck. I mean, what else can I say about that ruling? That ruling is stupid in my opinion, because it's kind of like, okay, I was watching one of G-Hopper85's videos, right? And he was using Convulsion of Nature. Well, the guy was being a little baby, and he called an admin, and admin's like, you shouldn't be using Convulsion of Nature because there's not a button that lets you put your deck upside down. Therefore, you have to put your entire deck into the bandage zone. So, if basic Konami's saying, I can't use self-destruct button, why would you make the card? Just ban the thing, But this is a deck list for self-destruct button. If I were you, I wouldn't take it to a regional or YCS, just because, the judges will give you a warning, and you're basically going to have to drop out of the regional, just because it counts as anti-sportsmanship. So, I don't know. That's what I heard from Jonathan, although I don't really trust him, just because, I don't know. I just don't trust the guy. I don't really listen to him. To be honest, I would rather listen to Sam LaFay than him, which is saying a lot because Sam LaFay is just a jerk and a half, retard, whatever you want to call him. He's really cocky, so yeah. But yeah, hopefully a wind-up deck profile to come soon. I really want to get that Element Hero Divine Neos deck profile up, and we will go from there. So I will see you guys in the next video, and guess what, guys? I blow you up. Blah.